Doing business with you will enrage the Russians, of course. They'd much rather we did a deal with them.
Except they will demand every firstborn British child in return.
We'd certainly rather deal with more reasonable people like yourselves.
Well, you know what they say about my enemy's enemy, Mr. Home Secretary. You know, we did have some protesters at our hotel. I was surprised at this.
We'll find you a better hotel.
Why do you not have the Tower of London to throw your troublemakers in anymore?
Still using it for our football team after the last World Cup.
Ah, football. If only everything was so simple.
Look, I'm sorry about what happened to our deal, the uranium. I was overruled.
Very ungrateful of Harry. But I'm glad you didn't send Roz this time.
But I'm glad you're not holding a grudge.
Ooh, I didn't say that. But I'm the agency's liaison officer, so here we are, liaising.
So, what was it you wanted to liaise about?
Word is, you've secretly flown in a delegation from Uzbekistan to discuss an emergency energy deal.
We were aiming for low-key rather than secret.
We don't like that regime or their human rights record.
Wow. A lecture from the Americans about ethical trade policy.
Hey, we're the good guys now. Why don't you go to the Russians?
Because the Russians will try to screw us on price.
Well, the Uzbek Trade and Industry Secretary is a rapist and a murderer.
We know all about Mr. Urazov's past.
Watch Rustem Urazov. One of our assets tells us he has plans for an old enemy over here.
Visual on BB. Over to you, Echo 4.
Copy that. She's going back to the internet cafe. Comms are up.
Hello.
BB, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
How come we couldn't meet at your house?
I'm certain MI5 had me bugged. My wife teases me, says I'm paranoid.
Just because you're paranoid?
What did you want to talk to me about?
I have it from a very good source. That Rustam Urazov is going to try and kill you while he's here. You may not get much protection from the British state. I also hear that we're going to call for the lifting of the EU weapons embargo against Kazakhstan in return for their gas.
Where's he getting this information from?
Do we have an ID on this guy, Bravo 1?
Thanks. Matthew Plowden. He's a freelance journalist.
You should think about lowering your profile.
He's destroyed my family. I have nothing left to lose.
Your life?
I'm not frightened anymore.
You're brave.
I'm not frightened, but that isn't the same as brave.
It's a disgrace that we're rolling out the red carpet to these murderers. But I'm going to make sure that everybody knows what's going on.
We're going to have to deal with this. He could cause us some real problems.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Plowden.
I'm only doing what's right.
Bye.
Bye.
Visual on BB. Heading west on Clement Street. She's picked up a tail.
Description?
White male, blue jacket.
You take the journalist, I'll deal with BB.
She's turned south on Drummond. The tail's still with her. He's closing on her Alpha 1. This looks like a hit.
God, are you all right? Don't worry, I'm a nurse. I'll deal with it. It's fine. Tell me who you're working for. Go near BB again and I'll bring my people next time.
Another word?
Who are you?
Quick chat in the diary room, Mr. Plowden.
Why are you harassing me?
They'll be dying of envy over at the New Statesman. Badge of honor.
You've had a file on me for years.
Well, think of the satisfaction you can have telling your wife she was wrong. It was only a last conversation. Honestly, come on, let me in. I just want to talk to you.
We'll talk over there, if you don't mind.
All right. Watch out for snipers. Look, nobody wants to be cozying up to the Tazbeks, but the energy situation is dire.
Not as dire as the Tazbek human rights record. But who cares when cheap gas is at stake, right?
If our power stations stop running, we can kiss goodbye to economic recovery and people will die.
People who matter will die, you mean? British people as opposed to foreign people from some faraway place.
Well, luckily my job description means I only have to worry about British deaths, Mr. Plowden. I'm advising you not to interfere any further in this matter.
Or I'll get a midnight knock on the door.
No, I think Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs tend to call during office hours. Hopefully it'll be a real charmless job's worth. So, who's been feeding you your information on Tazbekistan?
Reveal my source to MI5? Of course I will.
Okay. Good time to organize your receipts box. And every single income statement.
I shall be posting this conversation on my blog as soon as I get inside.
Bloody internet.
You know he's going to kill her, don't you? Bibi Saparova.
I want to know where Plowden is getting his information. I want Bibi to shut up and I want leverage over the Tazbeks.
I just think we have things in this country that they don't have in Tazbekistan. And giving them up for gas, it just offends my sense of national dignity.
You know that the gas running out will lead to more deaths than any terror attack Al-Qaeda have mounted so far. No campaigning journalist nor poet with a grudge is going to threaten our energy security while you and I have anything to do with it. Are we in agreement about that?
Absolutely.
So who was tailing Bibi Saparova then? Tazbek hit team?
Looks like they were trying to abduct her rather than kill her. I'm assuming they wanted to deliver her to Thumper personally.
Well, we can't let that happen.
Have you seen Harry's mood recently? He'd see protecting Bibi as a luxury the nation can't afford right now.
Ros, Harry's always troubled. He chooses his frown with his tie in the morning.
No, this is different. He still hasn't resolved the situation with Ruth, and until he does, he'll take an even grimmer view of any human rights activists or lefty journalists that get in the way of the energy crisis talks than I do.
Oh, come on, it can't be that bad.
The government has described as malicious tittle-tattle rumours that it's to call for the lifting of an EU arms embargo in Tazbekistan. Campaigning journalist Matthew Plowden, however, told this programme earlier that the Tazbek human rights record won't go away just because we've messed up our energy policy and need their gas.
Bloody hell.
What is it?
Some awkward squad MPs putting down an early day motion about our deal with Tazbekistan.
Saying what?
Cleverly worded, setting out a general marker about a concern for human rights in any agreement.
This is that journalist, isn't it?
I've got that internet cafe on a permanent pickup now, and I know every time he logs in there.
Why does he log in there? He's using his own computer.
Makes him feel all Woodward and Bernstein, probably, even though it's miles easier for us to monitor him in a public place.
Keep a close eye on him, Tarek. I want to know who told him about us getting the EU arms sanctions lifted.
He uses social networking sites a lot, and I'm guessing the source is one of his online friends.
Find out who that is. Joe, can you go and visit Bibi and keep her quiet before she gets herself killed? Try and persuade her to take a long holiday or something until these negotiations are concluded.
Sure. Miss Saparova?
Yes?
I'm Gabby Fuller from the Metropolitan Police. Can I have a quick word?
Yes.
Thank you. You could be at risk if you continue to campaign against Rustam Orozov's presence in this country.
Britain's new best friend.
I'm trying to help you.
I don't need your help. I need justice.
I understand
You
that.
understand nothing. Boys from the estate. They sometimes come and do this because they know I live alone.
If you keep following Orozov around, your life